Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I wanted to talk to you guys about EVE Online, just about EVE Online in general, the game, and how recently I would say that I've not been having as much fun as I used to do, and also how I don't like the way that the updates have been going recently. I'm not at all particularly happy with the updates, these like faction warfare updates, the content updates. I don't like them, and I just feel like overall that the game feels to me quite bland. Now, there's probably a very big reason contributing for me to think like this. It is because I've been playing this game for like better part of like 80 years. Okay, so I mean, if you play something for 8 years, obviously it's going to be somewhat bland. But I've been feeling this like a lot more recently. Like even like maybe in like 2018, 19, 20, 21, those I've always had stuff that was like fun to do and that kind of stuff. Mainly focusing on Abyss. That's the stuff I like to do a lot. But it's hard to do Abyss sites for multiple years and not get somewhat bored of them, because I mean I would love that they would make updates to this. I keep on saying all the time, make updates for the Abyss, can you please make updates for the Abyss, but that doesn't happen. But I in general as a player like to play mainly in high sec, and that's also a contributing factor to me perhaps experiencing this, because when we get updates sometimes they're in low sec, sometimes they're in Pochven, and nothing in high sec. But I still think that there always should be something a little bit high sec, because there's a lot of people who play here. There's a lot of people play here, a lot of new players play here, and I think that a lot of these updates where they release new content and sites, they can always be just copy pasted to different places of space, but they can maybe tweak it a bit to make it less valuable. So I just feel like in general that there's not really much to do. It's the content that we've been getting has been quite lacking, and I don't like how it's just the same stuff all the time. Same stuff, there's nothing new. And I mean, you can play a game long enough and then it is eventually going to get all the same. But what I mean by this is just I'm just a little bit frustrated with this new update here. We got the factional warfare update. You know, this whole like waylaid courier sites, these shadow war, you know, that all that. I mean, there's three sites. They've got the laboratories, the exploration sites, and the waylaid courier sites. And to me, to be honest, I don't think they're particularly fun. They are valuable, they're profitable, they're pretty good. But okay, it's these three sites, nothing more. No, it's just like there's nothing more to it. That's all it is. Just jump in three sites and that's it. Like there's no like progression really. There's like maybe a small loot reward progression in the agency. But there's no like explicit dialogue. There's no kind of like new thing to unlock. There's nothing like you can work towards. Just to me, it just feels like worthless. Just like okay, I can get 50 million ISK from this site here, but it's just another way to get 50 million ISK. I can just do one T5 Abyss site, then and done and dusted. Don't even have to go out there risking my ship to be able to get like to do this site, because in these sites you get wanted. But another thing that made me a bit more frustrating was that we got a recent patch, and basically these like you know shadow war abilities have been completed. So then we've got like changes here. So Caldari State then has new activities in Pochven. So that could be something interesting. But I'm gonna be completely honest. Like some people are gonna call me lazy. Okay, call me lazy, but I can't be bothered to have to go spend a whole good couple of hours expedition prep up and everything to go to Pochven and eventually get one-shotted by some elite PvP guy. It's just the way it is. I have a lot of work to do, got a family. I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I want just like small content, you know, you can access in high sec. So we can get these different types of sites. We can get mining certain types of ores. We can get certain types of rogue drone sites, it seems. They could have may as well just added that to high sec, just tone it down a little bit, reduce the loot, you know, reduce the rewards if you really want to give, and just make it so that force people to go to a certain area of space, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good that like people are encouraged to go to all different types of spaces, but sometimes people just don't have the energy to do that. Another thing that's been changed is that the result here in the Galente Federation, these data science laboratories are now active in low sec. Ooh, wow. We've got these sites in low sec. Like this stuff is just copy pasted here, and instead, the thing that I think is like the sort of gold standard of that I would compare these stuff to is what I really liked during the era between 2018 and 2020, the Triglavian era. I think that was really good. The way they did the whole story arc, new types of sites being able to be made available, and new types of loot to be acquired in pretty big quantities, and something that was pretty new to high sec, because in high-sec. Previously, it wasn't really possible to just go out there and hunt Triglavians and get some ISK that way, or even cooperate with other people and do it together. I thought that was very cool. You can still do it, but I mean, I've done tons of these like Triglavian hunting sites, and they're still fun from time to time. You can get some good loot, but I wish they would expand more upon it. Some aspects of Evenline, like Abyss and Triglavian hunting, and there are many more missions, etc. They're so good. I think some of them are so good as a foundation, but they just remain the same. I don't understand why they can't be expanded upon to have the new next best thing to do in these areas, because some of them work really good. Lots of people do them. There's probably a lot of people who want to do more stuff. When something is completely conquered, like the Abyss, well, then there's not much more to it. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you can have battleship-sized Abyss sites. You can have the battlecruiser-sized Abyss sites. There's a lot of new stuff you could do, and I understand that a lot of balancing is required to do these kind of things, or add these aspects of the sites to make them valuable, to make them like a valid place in Evenline. But to me, it just feels that there's a lot of areas that work really well, but they're not being expanded upon. That makes me a bit frustrated. I can imagine a very big contributing factor for me feeling like this also is because I mainly play solo and I mainly play in high-sec. Recently, I have considered to go to nullsec here in the system of like Brave, and that stuff seems to be perhaps a bit more fun here. So we'll perhaps see more videos on this in the future. But I think that that is also a big thing. So it's like not really too surprising, probably for some of you that obviously you're finding it boring. You're just playing by yourself. But I feel like I've had many good years that I've played by myself, and I've been having a lot of fun. So I don't know. It just, to me, it just. I think we need to have more interesting content that is expanded upon and that is meaningful. Another reason also I think I might be finding this also extra boring, and I can imagine a lot of more veteran players are feeling like this. I don't even really consider myself proper veteran yet, because I mean, I mainly be playing in high-sec a lot, but I feel like to be considered a veteran you have to be playing in null-sec for a while and be PvP'd a lot and have tons of kills with your capital ships. That's what I consider to be a veteran. For me, I feel like maybe I'm a veteran care pair, you could say, perhaps. But I've been playing for a long time and I've earned quite a bit of ISK. I've accumulated a lot of ISK, and I think it might be that I've got a lot of ISK that has made it to the point where my gameplay is not feeling as meaningful. That could be a big thing as well, because it used to be, back in the day, a lot of my gameplay was revolving around making as much ISK as possible to be able to get my next best ship. But now I've pretty much got all the ships I wanted. The Paladin, the Marauders, those are the last ships that I really wanted. So it could also change, because I could perhaps be getting into capital ships soon. We'll see about that, but I've got the skills at least training, like the basic ship skills have been trained, but I think that also could be something that is contributing to me feeling a bit bored. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Have you guys also been feeling the same? I feel like in general, just the updates recently, they've been very lackluster. I don't think that they've been at all anywhere near to what we've been getting previously when it comes to like the Triglavian sites. Even the event sites, I think, have been pretty scarce as of recently, and they've been, if they are existing, that they've been just copy pastes of the previous ones. Oh, that looks pretty tasty over there. There's that chocolate in the background. Yeah, that is good content there. But I think that they've been pretty lackluster, and I think that it could be that I've been playing for a long time. It could be that I've been accumulating a lot of ISK, making things maybe a little bit less meaningful, and it could also be that I've been playing a lot more myself. Anyone else feeling the same way in the comments down below? Let me know. I'll be very curious to know if there's anything you could recommend that I could touch upon that could be making the game a bit more interesting. But otherwise, I've been playing a bit more other games recently. I've been not playing at all as much EVE Online recently as I've been used to. I used to play tons of EVE Online. Now I just play with me occasionally, sometimes in the week, doing a few Abyss sites, maybe do some kind of exploration or something like that, but very little EVE Online. I'll completely be honest. If you were to compare me to the amount of EVE Online I play now with a year ago, even 2 years ago, especially 2 years ago, probably I would play like 1/10 of the amount of EVE Online I'll play per week. So just maybe a couple of hours or 2-3 hours a week, something like that. Maybe even less than that I play nowadays. I used to play much more before. It's good and bad. I mean, games is not good to play too much of that. You need to get outside, get some fresh air as well, but still, just a bit unfortunate, I think, because I remember a lot of the good times I've had in this game, and it feels like it's hard to have as good times nowadays. Either way, that's enough for now. a little bit of a rant, apologising if this becomes too ranty. I'm sorry for this maybe becoming a bit too whiny. I just wanted to express my thoughts to you guys because I think it could be quite important. I just have a feeling that there might be a lot of other people who also feel in a similar way as I do. So let me know in the comments what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.